John Masacchio with Fit Money CPA, where Vet Med meets smart business. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Um, Still in the heat of summer, so I know everybody's going to look forward to when it cools down. Hope you guys haven't been in any of the flooding or the major heat waves anyway. So wanted to talk today a little bit about, I know what's on everybody's mind, the One Big Beautiful Act. I know you're used to hearing the One Big Beautiful Bill, but once the president signs it, it becomes an act and it becomes law. We don't have a lot of information on it right now, so we're waiting on the Treasury to kind of go through the bill, and then they'll pull things out, define them, tell us how it's expected that we're to handle it. So we'll have more information coming. But just to hit on a few highlights right now. So one thing that happened was the bonus depreciation. That's the 100% depreciation that you can use on your equipment and or maybe a car if you can use it more than 50% for business purposes. But it was scheduled to drop down, I believe it was to like 60% this year. So it is back at 100%. And what that means that is even if you have a net loss, you can still use that bonus depreciation. And happy to chat through that whole tip with you. But it's if you guys need to buy an X-ray machine, an ultrasound machine, whatever that might be, maybe some new lab equipment, maybe some new exam tables, whatever, we can certainly use that 100% depreciation to help you. And another thing that happened, and this is more on the employee side, but it also helps you guys out too. But there are no taxes withheld on the first $12,500 for single people. 25,000 if they are married, and that's for overtime pay. So, what you're doing is you're actually helping your team out if you are paying a little bit of overtime, but it helps them because it helps you because you're not going to have to take a big tax hit. And again, that's one of the things that's kind of cloudy right now as to exactly what the steps are for implementation. So let's keep that in the back of our heads, know that it's coming out, and then we'll know better how to walk through it once we are provided some guidance. So the next thing, you're still allowed to give to charity if, I know probably all of you are charitable or oriented and do provide services to maybe a shelter or something. Now, same as always, services themselves are not charitable deductions, but any supplies that you use, they're going to be a charitable deduction. Any mileage that you might take, that's also going to be a charitable deduction. So again, keep in mind we can still give from our heart and have some tax advantages as well. So if you're contemplating adding some solar panels to your building, maybe kind of trying to be energy efficient, unfortunately, this is going to be the last year that we can get a credit for that. So you might want to think ahead. We've got a couple of months left in the year. So go ahead and reach out to your contractor or your supplier and chat through that whole process with them. But we do need to have that taken care of in 2025. So, a couple of steps that you can take right now is let's go ahead and meet. We can chit chat about, what's the best options for you? What's the best tax planning as we know it today? Look at your payroll. Let's see if there's any strategies for optimizing that overtime. And again, it's an opportunity to help your employees while not taking a huge tax hit yourself. Let's just double down on that community support, especially with all of the flooding that we've had of late. There's probably a huge demand for your services. So don't feel as though anybody's asking for anything free. Um, but I know out of the goodness of your heart, you're able to do that. And again, if you do need to charge the charity something, I'm sure they will understand that as well. And just as a reminder, if you're eyeing those green investments, go ahead and look at doing them now. At least that way you can get a tax advantage for it. Obviously, going forward, you can always do the solar panels and other green options, but we wouldn't have that tax advantage available to us. So again, as I stated earlier, we are still waiting on Treasury to release some guidance, the IRS guidance for us, and it will better prepare us on how to implement this and how to be in compliance with that One Big Beautiful Act. So, you know, uh, hit the button below, get on my calendar. Let's make sure you're headed in the right direction after the passing of this One Big Beautiful Act. And we will chat with you guys soon. So let's stretch our paws. Let's make this the best year yet. Have a great one.